Hello and welcome to Chump Change, episode 20. Today, I have with me, of course, as every other day.
Pree, hi, howdy, welcome back.
Today, we have some lovely topics for you guys. We're going to talk about brick and mortar stores making the way of the tree.
We're going to be talking about cracking open the cold ones.
And then, if we have some time, we might go ahead and have a little business meeting talking about should we make a Big Chumps gotcha game?
But I for surely want to talk about my summer bucket list, as summer's right at us.
All those topics and more in this episode of Chump Change. Before we get into it, I forgot I need to disclaim something. We have a special surprise for you guys somewhere in the podcast today. And yeah. But let's talk about our first topic. This week, I did a Pree. I have an ABC7 News article about the reasons that big box stores such as Nordstrom, CVS, and Starbucks are closing in big cities. This is something that you and I kind of touched upon in a way last episode or 2 episodes ago because of the hiring problems that we're having in general. And I'm not going to read the whole article. I keep forgetting to do it, but we're going to be adding our links that we give ourselves in the description so you guys can follow along. And I'm just going to kind of paraphrase and jump around as we talk about it. The biggest thing I want to focus on is the second paragraph here. There's several forces that are pushing chains out of the city. One being a glut of stores in big cities, people starting to work from home, e-commerce being at an all-time high, the exorbitant rent that is happening, and that's not even in big cities. You can find that in suburban cities like where I live right now or our hometown, where a lot of people, not just during COVID, but now after the fact, they're just being pushed out because rent. And then, of course, crime and public safety has been something that's increasingly more difficult. That has nothing to do with the pandemic even. That's just like a thing that's been happening. And then the hiring, which we already have talked about, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that this week.
That's okay. I want to talk about, man, as a big chump, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to buy work pants. Whenever I go to Walmart, they don't have my size, bro. So I have to go online, right? E-commerce style. I like to go on walmart.com because I buy George.
Yeah.
In order to get my size, for some reason, it always comes from Texas.
So I was actually going to say, we talked about this on the 5th episode, I think. Where you ordered pants. You ordered 2 things in an order, but your pants came from Texas.
Yeah. So e-commerce, you know what? If your store is failing, it's probably because you don't have what I need.
Yeah. That's something I am willing to talk about in general too. Like I've noticed a lot of stores, granted, maybe I should lose a couple pounds or get my waist a little slimmer, more snatched, if you will.
Yeah.
But in general, I see that most stores aren't willing to carry more than, I want to say even an XL sometimes, but most places have 2Xs.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I'm pretty sure that everyone I've ever talked to since the world started getting normal again, everyone can say that they gained weight during the pandemic.
Yeah, so it's also interesting that even though we have an upcharge on bigger sizes, they still don't have a bigger supply. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and it's crazy because that's something that has delayed the store a lot for us because our third-party supplier and the wholesale people were planning on getting the merchandise for us to directly print onto. They're all upcharging us a lot for the bigger sizes. Because our
Which I don't even think it's proportionate, to be honest. I would expect all right, you know what? From a 2X to 3X, you add an extra 20% of size.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're going to get a 20% markup? Nah.
No. I think on one of the shirt fabrics that we're allowed to print on with our third-party distributor, I think we can go as high as 5X. The 5X is $6 more than 3X. The 3X is $2 more than the...
It's crazy, bro.
The way it jumps, and mind you, there's no scaling from small to extra large.
Yeah.
The scaling starts with XL, and then, which I think the XL costs as much as the 2X.
Yeah.
And then you get into the 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X, and like just it unproportionately jumps. It's insane to me. Because like same thing, right? Like my dad was a lot more rotund than I was, like physically just rounder than I am now.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even like he had wide shoulders like I do. Like I have wider shoulders than my dad. He had like more pot belly. And he wore 3Xs, and the him finding like 3Xs like Ralph Lauren polos or anything at Macy's growing up, that was like far and few. Especially because I don't think big and tall was a thing back then, like back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, like while we're talking about like size availability, I've noticed for guys, right, it's pretty similar. We all have similar builds.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend actually was ordering pants too, but it was even shirts, because like she's more legs than like upper body.
Yeah.
Like for the models always for some reason have really long legs.
Yeah.
But okay, but for a short person, nah, man, like it's supposed to be like you're supposed to show your ankles.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's over. She's flooded, bro.
Which, hey, we need to bring back to the like 90s fashion or early 90s, early 2000s fashion. Because if everyone started flooding again, I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, me and you, yeah.
Everyone needs to start wearing baby fat.
No, you know what? I wish like the actual manufacturers gave more accurate descriptions, especially dimensions. Because I know for us guys, it's like, okay, you know what? Not every 3X is the same.
Yeah.
But even going from our sizes to like Asian sizes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bro, like I'm like a 20X over there,
Yeah.
But then, I over there go wear my Hawaiian clothes. I'm like, man, dude, this 3X feeling like a freaking 6X.
So I actually recently bought a Van. I forgot what the brand's called. Van something from Macy's online, because I got given a gift card for Christmas that I never used.
Oh, nice.
So I bought a dress shirt, I bought some dress shoes, and I already had some dress pants I was willing to wear. When we went to the club for our buddies to send off our buddy a couple weeks ago, that's what I was actually gonna wear, and I chose the 3X for the shirt that was supposed to be baggier on me. And when I put it on, the shirt fit perfectly. Like there was a little bit of breathing room. It was fine. If it shrunk a little bit in the wash, which I shouldn't even wash it to begin with, I should go get it dry cleaned, it would have been fine. The problem with the shirt, the only problem, and it pissed me off so much, is it felt a little tight in the shoulders, but I'm like, you know what? It's a dress shirt. It's not supposed to be like, I'm ready to go throw hands.
Yeah.
But when I started moving my arms around, my biceps were getting pinched. And I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Because it was like if I tried to bend my arms at all, it would pull the sleeves up from the cuff, which is fine. Like I've had shirts that's happened before.
Yeah.
But the fact that my biceps didn't have any room, like if my muscles tensed at all, like the shirt was strained. And I was like, I've never had that before, where my arms were the part holding me back.
Yeah.
Like the shirt wouldn't have closed at all if it didn't fit me, but it was the arms were like too stiff. I couldn't move around.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot, because it would be like hey man, reach to the sky when you're trying it on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, nah, dude, that ain't happening, bro. Like my arms feel like they're gonna get suffocated in this one.
Yeah, I was so sad too, because like there was plenty of extra fabric hanging below my waistline. Like I had room to breathe on the sides and in front of me. It was just the arms, man. The arms were too tight.
Yeah.
And then someone would be like, well, why don't you just get a 4X shirt instead, so you have more arm room? I might as well go get my shirts custom tailored for me. I might as well be the Kingpin from Spider-Man.
Yeah, hey, dude, I hate being in between sizes.
It's so bad. Well, it sucks too, because that's not even in between size, right? Because my torso, it fit. Yeah. But the arm did not fit. That was meant to be for a guy with not broad shoulders. But
Yeah.
for some reason, it fit my broad shoulders perfectly. Like I don't really know what to do about that kind of situation, because it's like I go to Macy's. Oh, you're returning it? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What was wrong with it? My biceps are too beefy.
Hey, dude, that's the best compliment. That's the best flex. I'd be like, hey, man, look, I was trying to show off my arm, and then the button just popped off.
Man. It's crazy, too, because it's like if I'm like, my biceps are beefy, she's going to look at me and be like, guy, I think the only thing beefy is the quarter pounder you ate before you got here.
Jeez.
It's true, though, right? Because, like, you and me, I don't think we're weak by any means, right? Like, a lot of people just have a lot of extra flab. Our arms are pretty tight to our muscles are pretty tight to our arms.
Yeah.
So to be like, oh yeah, my muscles, like just my arm and my shoulders, they didn't really fit good in it. And then she goes, for audio listeners, I looked up and down. She's gonna look at me. She's gonna be like, listen, guy, I don't know what you put on, but because it's like it's a Macy's, right? They're not gonna custom like tailor or add some material to make it so the arm fits better.
Dude, you know what else is crazy? So whenever I think about like, okay, there's an associate, like a sales associate.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, ma'am, do you guys happen to have a 3X in this size? And then they'll be like, it ain't on the shelf. We don't got one in the back. And I'm like, hey, dude, look, when I was a stalker at Safeway, best believe I wouldn't check either.
Mm.
But man.
It sucks because like I have worked in apparel retail before. I worked at a Reebok at an outlet before, and 9 times out of 10, like for shoes, yeah, you probably have extra shoe sizes or in between sizes in the back. But when it's like big stores, it's usually true. Like there's a spot for everything, and it usually goes out. Because as the person who had to put the clothes out, my boss was on my ass. She was like, you better have all of this out. We don't have room back here. I would look around and be like, we got all this room. What do you mean we don't got room for these clothes back here? And she'd be like, just stuff it on there. Same thing at where I work now, right? Because I used to be the inventory controller for the place where I'm at right now before I was IT. And same thing. It was like, we technically don't have a stock room. We have like a shipping container where excess can go. But you best believe that every size was on the shelf that they had. So people, like, I even did the same thing because where I work, they don't carry anything beyond a 2X, if they even have a 2X. So yeah. I would ask, like, hey, do we receive 3Xs for some of our merch? And they were like, no, like we just don't carry that size. I was like, so how do you get that for like team members if they want it? We have to custom order it. Huh? Like, I was a supervisor when I first got hired. I got a NorCal leadership jacket, or like a windbreaker. It was in a 2X because they didn't have the time. By the time like they handed out for all the supervisors, they didn't have time to custom order a 3X and give me one.
Yeah, dude. You know, like that hurts me the most when I'm like at work and I need to get like the custom shirt for the job.
Yeah.
Or like I want the custom jacket. I never have 3X.
Yeah, because it's like, I have to do all this extra work to get the thing that we should just already have available.
Yeah, I'm like, look, employer, how many people are 3Xs? Just order 10. You'll have enough for the next year.
Yeah, honestly. I was very fortunate because when it came to move to the other location for the summertime,
yeah,
or for like the winter into spring time, before I got officially transferred and I lost my supervisor status, they had just received a bunch of black leadership polos for that park. So I was like, oh, hey, I'm still a supervisor. Can I get some of these? And the HR person that ordered them, she tried to play it off like, oh, I have to custom order them for you. And I just put in the order yesterday. I'm like, so you can't put in another order? Like, I'll
only pay one order at a time?
Like, I'll pay for the shirts. We have to pay out for the shirts out of our paycheck anyways. Just order them. I'll pay for them.
Yeah, dude, that was me too. I was like, hey, look, I just want an Olive Garden hoodie. It doesn't matter. I'll pay for it. It's $100. I'll buy it. But they never ordered me one.
And that's what kills me too, because like, dude, you don't let me like. This isn't just where I work right now specific. This is also Safeway, because Safeway was very anal about it.
Yeah.
If I can't wear my hoodie to work, and I work in the freezer or the fridge, or the store's running cold because it's the dead of winter and it's 40 degrees outside, find me a hoodie or something that's appropriate to wear. It's not enough. Like, as an employer, I'd be so much more willing to be lenient in the terms of, hey, I can't have you wear that because it's not our brand. Let me see if we have something in the catalog. If you want to buy it, we can get it for you.
Or you wear your shirt over your jacket. I haven't seen a place actually do that.
I've seen people do it. It's typically frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like at the McDonald's my girlfriend used to work at, there was this one lady who would she got like a 2 size up shirt just so she could wear it over her thick hoodie, and she wore her hoodie every day.
Yeah.
But every time there was an inspection or someone came in, the managers were yelling at her to get the hoodie off.
That's so insane to me, bro.
And she was like, you guys can't see any identifiers, and that's what the rules say. If there's markings on your jacket, you can't wear it. And I was like, that's within the rules. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna snitch on you. I did the same thing as a manager at Safeway. I was like, hey, if you have, a giant middle finger logo on your hoodie, just put a shirt over it, or put your apron over it.
Yeah.
Like that. That's why my uniform, when I became a manager, turned into a unprinted black George shirt or white George shirt, and then my short sleeve black button up, and it was either open or closed. Because if I was cold, I just huddle under my shirt and be like,
yep.
"Ooh, the shirt, you're gonna keep me warm. I know it."
Mm-hmm.
But it was stupid because like when I was working in the freezer or whatever, same thing. Literally, the only identifier was a marking from the snow resort where I got the thermal from, but my apron always covered it.
Yeah.
But because my boss knew it was there, she was like, "You can't wear that." I'm like, listen, unless you're going to go back into your office and come back with a thermal that's rated for what this freezer's temperature is, I'm going to keep wearing this.
That's a fair argument, to be honest.
Like,
I'll be like, look, you come into this freaking refrigerator with me.
Yeah, dude, my first boss always got me too. I was like, okay, you come in here with your hair did and your tight blouse and come move all these big boxes.
And then they just gave up. They're like, all right, whatever, walk away.
Yeah, no, I think the first 2 managers that came in and out of my store where I started at for Safeway, they both realized very early on, I'm not unreasonable, but if you make an unreasonable request of me, you can't control what I do. Like, it's just not happening.
Fair. Yeah.
And then whenever they tried to push me around with their title, I was like, listen, dude, there's a union here. That's not going to work out for you. We went off on a tangent, though. So the thing that you and I wanted to talk about, because we talked about it before this one, was the crime and public safety concerns.
Wait. I want to go off on a tangent here. So, I got flat feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Paula was telling me that there was wide vans. Are there wide size vans? Vans is already pretty wide.
There are wide vans.
That is insane to me. I need to take a look into that. Okay, anyways, back to the conversation.
We can go to the mall. You can come over to my house and we can go to the mall. They have them here. Anyways, you and I briefly talked about this because when we were looking for topics for this episode, we briefly saw one about theft causing some places to close. So I think crime and safety is the one that I want to talk about the most out of this. Just because going back to Safeway, I go back to Safeway every time we mention retail. One of the things that I notice is that like a lot of Safeways, and I'm sure a lot like Walmarts and stuff places do this too. There's a lot of Safeways that I realized became almost completely cabinets, lock cabinets in terms of their like general merchandise and alcohol. Because
I would say like razors, but then it got crazy and it was like soap, like laundry detergent.
Yep, a lot like Tide Pods, Gain bottles, like liquid detergent and stuff like that. Toilet paper,
deodorant, the elective deodorant. I know that one.
Like one of the things that my bosses would do at the Safeway where you and I worked together for a bit was they would just casually during the day stand next to the door in front of the paper aisle.
Dude, how would you walk out with like a roll of like a 40 pack of toilet paper, you know?
I mean, if there's a will, there's a way, right?
sorry. I started laughing because what I was thinking about, right? I was like, man, dude, imagine shoving 40 paper towel rolls just up your behind.
Well, then they'd all be used, and you wouldn't want that.
Hey, you know what? It's like an onion. There's layers, brother.
Jeez. Well, not the top. The top's open already. Top and
Yeah,
bottom's
I hated
open.
that the most. I hated that the most because like there's like a wet spill,
Yeah.
like water, and then like it like seeps into all of the bottoms of the paper towel roll.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So what they need to do is they need to make a paper towel or a toilet paper or paper towel roll that it's perforated down the center, like long ways. So if that ever happens where the bottom gets soaked, you just rip it off. You have half the sheet, but at least you still got some rolls.
There you go. There you go. Yep.
Genius. That one's for free, paper industry.
Mm-hmm.
You can thank Big Chumps for that one. But yeah, it sucks because I can't say for certain that theft is what's putting companies out of business, but I can definitely say as an observer, especially like as someone who goes to Frisco a lot, it's definitely something that happens a lot more than it used to growing up.
Yeah, I feel like when we were younger, it wasn't something that we were really like noticing.
Mm.
At the end of the day, we were just there to buy our Snickers bar and leave, right?
Part of
but
it,
very much. Well, it's also a bad comparison because our environment growing up wasn't the best, but wasn't the worst either.
I think part of it might be that our generation has just been let off the leash. So
yeah, that too.
Any of the stupid little idiots from our generation, like our age or just above or below, they can just go do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah, so when I was in middle school, my middle school was right by the
Safeway.
like a grocery store. Yeah, the Safeway.
Yeah.
And they actually, like every day, we would walk, like after school or on lunch break, we would walk down to the Safeway, and then they would steal like a pack of gum or like a pack of whatever. And then it got to the point where like the guy at the door would be like, "Hey kid, no," and then they'll basically just like not let them in unless they're with an adult.
Yeah. So same thing for me. The middle school I went to, the next town over, there was a Rayleigh's shopping center literally on the backside of the school.
Yeah.
So what the Rayleigh's shopping center did is they already had a no loitering sign. Any student caught going to the Rayleigh's, I was gonna say during lunch, but we had a closed campus because we were middle schoolers. If you were caught going to Rayleigh's within 2 hours after the school, you would get suspended.
Crazy, dude.
Like the school, it got so bad that the school had to enforce you guys are not allowed to hang out around this area after school.
I feel bad, but I think about it like you worked it.
Yeah,
you worked the time where all the kids were there.
Part of the problem for me is just it's the old saying, right? One bad apple ruins the rest of the bunch.
That's true though.
Because it wasn't all of us, right? Like I know for a fact, kids like you, me, Paulo, like all of us we'd buy something and leave. But then there's like the ruffians, if you will, who they didn't care or they didn't have the money, so they'd pocket something and they'd run out.
Man, it's crazy. So like, have you ever like eaten something in line?
Yes.
Yes. The line's taking too long, so you open up your soda?
Yeah.
I do not understand why they're like, no, pay for it first. I'm like, looky here, ma'am. Me and you are looking at each other. I'm in the line, okay?
So when I started doing it the most was when I was at my third high school, and I had a bike. So it was a little easier for me to get to and from stores, because there wasn't like the high school I ended up at before I went to Job Corps. It's not like there was a grocery store right next to it.
Yeah.
So, I'd go on my bike, I'd jam down the hill, I'd hit a grocery store, and sometimes my lunch break would be consumed by waiting in the line because I'd have to go back. That's when I would start doing it. I noticed that it was because I was very clearly a teenager. that store employees or adults thought they could like be like, no, you need to buy that. I'm like, there's literally a debit card in my hand. I am ready to pay for it. If your cashier was faster, I would gladly give her the money for it.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's like, I have something I need to go back to doing. It's not even an option for me, right? I was already accounted for at school. If I don't show up, they're going to know I'm gone.
Yeah.
Legally, you as a teenager, you need to be at school during the school day. Unless you're excused. So it's like, listen, Mr. Guy, I get more in trouble than you do if I don't go back to school. Do you think I'm just drinking this for the fun of it?
Exactly.
Because it's the same thing with the. I want to say it's the same thing as if drive-through lines were backwards, right? Or not even if drive-through lines were backward. Actually, drive-throughs kind of do this. If the guy hands me my drink as he takes my credit card declines. Okay, sir, well, you can have back the rest of your drink. Sorry, I started drinking it before my card cleared.
Yeah.
Like, is the guy going to yell at me like, oh, man, you started drinking your dollar soda? I had to charge you for that, man.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you hand it to me? Why was this made available to me?
Yeah. Which is crazy, right? Because when you think about it, it's like, okay, well, if everything is like a restaurant and you pay before you order, which I actually like that idea. I like paying before
absolutely.
Like, paying before you sit down. But then it would be like, okay, well, you know, you would have to do everything like e-commerce, or you'd have to use the little kiosk.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay for.
I'm very much glad that Safeway, especially in the NorCal region, they mass adopted like very efficient self-checkout terminals. Because people will try and walk through self-checkout or walk away from self-checkout thinking like, oh, they're not going to notice I didn't pay. It was very easy to know when someone didn't pay. It was very easy to stop people before they left with the stuff.
I actually have an experience with the self-checkout. So, I was buying chicken. I was buying chicken.
As you do.
Right? As I always do.
Was it $5 Friday?
Yes. Yeah, yes it was. Okay, anyways. So, I had 3 different chicken flavors, right?
Mm-hmm.
I rang in the first 2. They were all the same $5 anyways, right?
Yep.
And the third bag wouldn't ring up.
Yes.
So, I was like, in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to swap it so the scale doesn't, talk to me.
Yeah.
And then I'll just ring in the same one again because it's all $5.
Mm-hmm.
Before I could, on the screen, it was like a picture of, like, it was like a recording of me swapping out the product item. And I was like, looky here, Safeway. I'm just trying to pay for my chicken that I can't pay for.
A Safeway terminal had a picture of you?
Yeah, well, it was a video recording. So I think it's like because you remember all of the stalls kind of look at each other.
Yeah.
I think it would take it took a video from like the other stall or like something crazy like that. Like there's actually a video of me moving the item.
I'd be hard pressed to go to the Safeway where that was a thing just because I've never seen that before.
Crazy, dude. I was like, wow.
I wonder if that's like an update or a different like model of terminal than the ones we had.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, there's no way it's that bad that you needed a system that cross-references the camera across the way to make sure the person's accountable.
Like, dude, it was crazy. Like, there was a video of me, everything, and then it was like it was some message like, "Are you sure that you did this?"
Yeah.
Or like that you want to do this or something. And I was like, "Well, come on now, man. Are you trying to attack me here?"
I was gonna say the self checkout terminal, like. They had the gun ready.
Threaten me, bro.
Yeah, it was threatening me. My God. But yeah, I feel like we didn't really give our take compared to the first time we tried to record this. But like, stuff's closing. Rent sucks. E-commerce. We talked about e-commerce a lot more last week, or the last time we recorded this episode.
So we tried to record this. This is take 2.
Yeah.
And I think our take was. I personally like going to the store.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's really nothing for you to go to.
Yeah.
The mall is somewhere you can go somewhere and just window shop. And if you take that away, then how is the kids going to ever hang out, like go somewhere?
See,
especially in places that don't got like beaches or.
Pree had an old man take. He was like, if all the kids can't hang out at stores and malls, they're gonna start going where I go.
Yeah, man. And look, at the bowling alley, you will find pretty much all the old men scoring average of 200 and up. I need to watch those guys, okay? I need those guys in the bowling alley.
Not the bum 22-year-old that flings the ball into the rafters.
yeah, exactly.
Like all the TikTok videos.
Yeah, dude, like even there's actually the bowling alley like really close to my area.
Uh-huh.
It's actually shutting down as well. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, like how's that?" And then like on the thing it was said like, "Oh, they didn't have too much business since COVID." And I was like, "You know, that's fair, you know, like in terms of the backlog."
Yeah.
If you can't backlog on rent, then, you know.
Yeah, once it piles up as a business, you kind of just need to take your L. Which is why you and I still operate on the internet real estate, just because you and I are aware that we're not going to get enough traction in the next 6 months to warrant us being active, like in a building. So,
yeah, which is, you know, it's really sad. And I'm like, e-commerce is cool. It sucks that e-commerce is kind of like the fidelity of like, hey, do you know this is the actual seller?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of turning into like what it was, I think, millennia ago.
Yeah.
Where it was, hey, you know what? I have oranges for $10 and I'm going to go sell it at the parking lot for $20. So now e-commerce is just...
It's bittersweet, right? Because like for us, two 23-year-olds without any money, e-commerce gave you and I a platform to be able to break into being business owners.
Yeah.
Like, and if we're able to do something with it, cool. If we can't, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But if it was you and I need to be able to print all of this stuff, own it, like store it in my office or somewhere until we can get the real estate to have a storefront, like that would have killed us. We would have never gone anywhere with this.
Yeah.
But at least, you know, we could sell the stuff tomorrow if we really wanted to because we have the platform for it.
Yeah.
So I think it sucks, but it's a bittersweet, right? It's a bittersweet victory. How accessible it is to be able to sell stuff that you design or think of, but the fact that it's like just throttling the brick and mortar stores and like entertainment places. Because even movie theaters have not completely regained their traction.
Can we talk about the movie theater plane ticket seating?
Huh?
Like how the movie theaters wanted you to pay a premium price for which spot in the movie theaters you wanted to go to?
Oh, and like just in general assigned seating?
Yeah, well, not just in general assigned seating, but they were actually going to like
upcharge you for center row tickets.
Yeah, like upcharge you for better seating.
Interesting. I haven't noticed that anywhere I've gotten tickets recently.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it doesn't come here.
Yeah, that would suck.
But there was a whole bunch of rumors about it, and I was like, oh, maybe they will, maybe they won't.
I don't think it will take, just because the movie theater industry cannot afford to try and throttle people on prices right now. If anything, the fact that we might hit a recession in the next 2 days means that business owners and business industries should take advantage of it. Like, oh, hey, because of you know, the economy collapsing and the government closing down, movie theaters, we're going to slash our prices in half for tickets.
Which usually they have some sort of deal like around the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
Just to hit quarterly sales.
No, in general, I think every industry should slash prices like across the board.
Yeah.
If certain regions are charging people $2,000 for rent, you think people are going to move into those places if you're still charging $2,000 if the government collapses or if we default? Right? No. Like, people are going to start moving away. They're going to start going where it's already cheaper, because guess what? If it's already cheaper over there and the government gets effed in the A, for lack of better words. I'm trying not to cuss, just so I don't have to edit it later. If the government gets effed in the A because they didn't fix the debt ceiling problem, people are going to start moving while the rent can't go up or down now.
Which is crazy, right? Because at the end of the day, the conversation really boils down to gold hoarding dragons.
Yeah. Which is something else we talked about a lot in the first take of this.
It's all about gold hoarding dragons. You know what? Like the retail or the real estate, they're gold hoarding dragons. And then that just trickles down to all the rest of us. You know, trickle down economy?
Yeah. Doesn't exist here.
should on paper work.
Absolutely.
But does it?
No.
No. Gold hoarding dragons.
The dragon creates a dam, so there's no trickle.
Hey, you know what's that Dungeons and Dragons movie that came out?
Mm-hmm. Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, I mean there was like a part after, like there was a title.
I don't know, man.
But yeah. It sounds like we need to go back to the dungeons and hunt these gold hoarding dragons.
It's okay. That's why Big Chumps is trying to make their break into the business world.
So we can become gold hoarding dragons too.
Well, and then we can give some trickle down to our people.
I hope so. I hope so too.
Just because I want to make time for the other stuff, we're gonna move away from this. I know I said we were gonna jump around, but we kind of got stuck on the store problems.
On the dragons again.
Speaking of e-commerce, though, since we're already 30 minutes in, I'll go ahead and make my announcement now. The store, as of today, when you're listening to it, May 31st, www.bigchumps.com will be live. And you can buy our merch. My only disclaimer is we have vetted our merchandise. I think the material quality is really good for now. But we do plan on moving away from our third-party distributor and printing on our own. The reason we decided to go live now versus then, holding off more and making it all done in-house now is just so that the designs we make can be out there. You guys can help support us. And that little bit of support will be able to push us towards our next goal, whether it's, getting a small little warehouse that we can have more room to do more stuff inside of and just print stuff. Like, we do need funds for that. Unfortunately, we can't bankroll the whole project on our own out of our personal pockets. So yeah, that's why we say like, comment, subscribe. It really does help us out. We're trying to make sure that Big Chumps gets monetized on podcast platforms and YouTube and hopefully eventually Twitch. We need to start streaming. But the biggest thing that will help us right now is retail sales. And we definitely want to hear from people, ideas you would like to see for merchandise. This is probably the 11th time we've talked about the store and merch in general, and we have come up with some ideas for merch during the podcast. So if you guys ever want to be a part of the conversation, we definitely recommend it. If you want to give us any suggestions on the website, it does have a Q&A portion where you can give us feedback. So by all means, explore the website, see the store. If you like anything on the store, buy it. If you want to see anything made, let us know.
And I do want to give us a brief commentary here. For the shirts, how were the shirts fitting for you?
The shirt fit fine out of the packaging. I do generally wash my shirts before I wear them. And I did. And it still fit. I bought a 3X and it was still fitting like a 3X. And I could lift my arms and it didn't fit like my my dress shirt that I bought.
Yeah, so same experience for me. I felt like the shirt fitted really well. Let's say out of packaging though, mine smelled like vinegar.
Yeah, you might have a shirt that smells like either the press or the ink. So in general, wash your shirts before you buy them. If you get the mug, please wash your mug. Hand wash only. Wash it before you drink out of it. Just because we don't know if our distributor is going to pre-wash for you.
Yeah. So just a little disclaimer.
But yeah, in terms of what we've experienced, it fits as designed, or it fits as what it's marketed as. We haven't had any issues so far, and we pre-ordered several shirts for us to test out before we made the store live.
Do you have a favorite design, by the way?
I really like how the Taco Bell one came out.
I do as well.
The D's nuts, the way that the purple contrasts with the black material looks so good. I love it.
I agree.
I think I told you, I texted you the day it happened. I got a lot of laughs from the security team at where I work because I took off my jacket when I was like showing them my backpack because I go to work with my laptop and stuff.
Yeah.
And I took off my shirt. They saw the breast patch for the D's nuts. And then they were just like, dude, what is that? I'm like, oh, this shirt I designed right here? This logo on my boobie? And they're like, yeah, like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, Well, let me turn around. Wha bam! Big D's Nuts design. And then one of the guys who had just walked in, he was like in charge of everyone, was like, Lorenzo, put your jacket back on. I'm like, you can't, James, you can't tell me this design isn't cool though. He's like, it's really cool. Let me know when your store goes live, because he knew I was working on it.
Yeah.
And then I had another experience at the location I'm currently working at, where I ran into a delivery driver. I was telling him where to go. He saw the shirt. He was like, that's a really cool design. So get yours today, www.bigchumps.com/store.
Yeah, okay, back to the podcast. My topic is cracking open the cold ones with the boys or the girls, whichever you prefer, or it, or they, them. Anyways, so a couple days ago, it was National Cooler Day, right? And I was thinking, you know what? What goes in coolers? Beer. When should you buy beer? Well, a couple days ago, I was like, you know what? It's Memorial Day weekend. They should have a sale on beer. Turns out they did. Problem was, at Safeway, they actually have the For You coupon. My phone was dead. My sister couldn't log into her For You coupon.
The For You coupons are bad anyways, because it's all like PayPal rebate. Like they have to send you a link to go get your PayPal gift card.
Yeah, no, that one was cool. So it was $20 for like a 12-pack of Modelo. And then it was $10 with the coupon. And I was like, hey, I'll take that.
Man.
I actually ended up having to go home, charge my phone, and then come back to the Safeway in order to get the deal. But either way, I thought it was worth it, But speaking about buying beer, right, I was thinking, you know what? In terms of holidays, I would expect, okay, you have a party, should have beer. I'm thinking summer, you're on the beach, you're drinking Modelo. It turns out, right, the actual tier list on sales for stores. Let's see here. I have a chart from 2016 analyzing on and off premise. So basically, like away from home and at home, like on off premise, at home.
Like you buy it, you buy it at Levi's Stadium watching the game versus buying a case and taking it home.
Yeah, so I would expect, okay, Christmas time, you have a party. I don't know who's really drinking with Nana on Christmas Eve.
What are you talking about? You never got smashed on Nog before, bro?
I was thinking more like at the Super Bowl, like Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of people love those big displays of the Coca-Cola, and they're it makes the NFL sign. I love those.
It takes so long to build those, by the way. It takes so long to make. It takes so long to make them.
Right, but the Super Bowl is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was gonna say, didn't you say it's 5 or 6?
Yeah, 5 or 6, like out of the 10. So basically, it's not that popular. But you know what is the most popular day, Lorenzo?
I think I shoehorned guess Cinco de Mayo, Memorial Day, or 4th of July. I think 4th of July was the top one.
4th of July.
Yeah. Who doesn't love America Day?
Dude, that's like you know what? I should have actually looked up, like, when's the most dangerous day to drive? Because 4th of July, I think, is one of those top days to drive. It's extremely dangerous.
I don't think it should be considered dangerous to drive. It's don't ride your motorcycle day.
Yeah, that too, man. Nah, I'm just nervous. But on the 4th of July, it's there's loud explosions, fireworks everywhere, and they're all illegal, in front of the dude's house that's shooting it right beside the freeway.
And everyone's doing it on the same street at the same time. Yeah.
Not fun at all. But also there's the drunk drivers at 3 o'clock in the morning because they stopped selling all the alcohol at 2.
Yep.
Oh, man. But it actually turns out that Memorial Day was number 2. So number 1 was 4th of July, number 2 is Memorial Day. And I think we just passed Memorial Day yesterday.
Yep. There actually was some checkpoints. Remember how I think we just hung out and went to Denny's one night? There was a checkpoint. There was actually a checkpoint. Oh, yeah. There was a checkpoint on the way home yesterday.
Interesting.
Yesterday was my birthday, by the way. We went out for food, and no, I went around.
Oh.
Just because because you know how you normally go straight up and like you don't go back to the main road like I do.
Yeah.
I just went to the main road.
Mm.
Yeah. So when we left the restaurant, I went back to where the charity was to get back onto where I would normally go home.
That's crazy. But yeah, so yesterday was his birthday, if you didn't catch that.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
I'm 23 now. I'm a year closer to dying. Woo.
It's okay. You know what we got to do before you die? Take
What's
a
that?
trip. Take a trip. We're going to go.
That goes perfectly into your next topic.
Yep. I don't know where we're going, but do you know what I do know?
What?
I do know that the demand
Uh-huh.
for gas
I forgot
is actually highest between May, June, July, and August. Mm-hmm. So it kind of fluctuates a little bit, but that means that we're probably going to get scalped the most during this time of the year.
Yeah, it's crazy because I actually thought about this after we recorded this the first time.
Yeah.
Because we talked about the gas prices being at an all-time high. You actually technically don't want to go on trips now, but the weather's so great that you would.
I'm willing to pay for it.
Yeah, right. I mean, if you're trying to be out the house and go do stuff, yeah, absolutely. So when I was younger, my birthday is May 29th. My auntie's birthday is April 28th. So what would happen is we would have like a little birthday dinner for auntie. And then me and her would get our like big present wrapped together, and we go to like Disneyland or Universal Studios. We did that. Cool. We did that for a couple of years, and it's crazy because I like as an adult I've been trying to take Moon to Disneyland. She hasn't been.
Yeah.
And the best time to go to Disneyland is actually like September, August. Just because they have all of the Halloween, Christmas stuff at the end of the year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then because they expect everyone to be free during the summer, they gouge people during the summer. So there's a very brief window, and I even asked you if you'd want to go this year, but you're going to be back in school by then, so we can't.
Yeah.
But like there's a very thin window that we can go, and I was like, that kind of sucks just because that means in terms of doing it for Big Chumps, not even doing it for leisure, you and I have to, if we're trying to be frugal about it, we have to plan for that like August to September window.
Yeah, so there isn't any like there isn't no special holiday, right? Like it's not like holiday in the park.
It doesn't start until
August?
It doesn't start until like end of September or beginning of October for Halloween.
See, so would you like to go for like Halloween time, or did you want to stay like right before it?
It depends on what my work looks like, right? Because technically, I also need to facilitate those kind of events for where I work.
Yeah.
The exception would be, hey, Mr. Boss, can I like go sit in on this other park? Because there's another location in Ventura.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can I go observe them or help them out? Or, hey, I'm going to take a week, but I still need to work. Can I go work there for a week? Would I be able to transfer just for a week?
Yeah.
So it'd be a very weird, like how to get around it situation for me. But my answer in general would be like, absolutely. I'd 100% be down to go anywhere and do stuff for Halloween and Christmas, especially if we're trying to do content.
Yeah.
It's just like, how can I finagle getting away from my personal responsibilities and then like familial stuff?
Yeah, that too. See, my biggest thing is whenever we talk about going to like Disneyland or Universal Studios, it's like, hey man, we're going to be there for like 4 days, and then you're just going to be overloaded with Universal Studio. And I'm like, man. So I'm the type of person to like play a game, and then I'll have to stop myself. You know, it's like you always stop, you close the book while you're reading your best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right? Because you and Paulo were trying to talk me into just taking Moon to Disneyland for Christmas or Halloween, right?
Yeah.
But my answer was I can't do that because why would I give her an experience beyond what the vanilla experience is? Because that ruins the original experience.
That's true.
The only exception to that is I would take her to Disney World and I'd spend 2 weeks there instead of taking her to Disneyland first. Just because they are two different parks, they do two different things. And there's so much more to do at Disney World. I think that Disneyland, like the Disney part, doesn't feel the same at both parks.
You got to elaborate with me a little more. I haven't been to either.
So Disneyland has Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. Disney World has like 5 different parks wrapped into it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have the Animal Kingdom, they have Epcot, they have Disney World, and then I don't remember off the top of my head the other two. There's like a part of it. I think this might be Epcot still, but there's like different food and different rides themed from around the world. Like there's a Frozen ride for I don't want to butcher where it's from. I think that's supposed to be Norway or Switzerland.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like different theming. There's like a Ratatouille ride for France, but then they actually have a Ratatouille like kitchen, or restaurant, like fine dining establishment there.
Dude, it's a small world except
world. you actually get to participate in the small world.
Wow,
You're not sitting in the boat watching the world go by.
Hey, can we actually play that game again?
Oh my god, you want to play that game? You want to do it correctly this time?
Yeah, correctly this time. Yeah.
We can do that as like a teaser for when we actually go do a Disney thing.
Yeah, like how it's already on the channel and it was teasing the channel, but we never actually uploaded anything that's on that teaser intro video.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you want to go play Disneyland Adventure again means that the trailer is actually going to have something true.
Right. The only reason I bring that up is because I actually was watching it earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, hold on.
You were like, we cut every single game in this trailer.
Man, yeah.
That means we have to play Spelunky again.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, I'm down.
I actually do. I actually like Spelunky. You just need to play it a little bit so you get it.
But do you know what I do want to get this year?
What?
Things off of my summer bucket list. So, I have pulled up a bucketlistjourney.net.
Uh-huh.
Right? So, number 1 is go to an amusement park, and we just talked about going to Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 is leap off of a rope swing. Well, my big chump is not going to leap off of no rope swing.
You're not going to leap off. You're going to snap the rope and fly forward.
Number 3 is pick strawberries. Well, hey, look, my big chump ain't going over there in the hot sun. No,
it's okay. You're about to take a trip, actually. That might be feasible for you.
And you know what? Try a new food.
Mm.
I'm thinking I've never tried. State fair food, county fair.
We did talk about that last time, huh? I forgot.
So we need to go to a state fair, county fair. I want to go somewhere like around Texas, to be honest with you.
You want to go to the Texas State Fair?
Well, whichever one's like the bigger one. More importantly, I want to go to one that has a hot dog eating contest because I want to watch competitive eaters like Joey Chestnut, who won his record-extending 15th Nathan's Famous to Joshua hot dog eating contest, devouring an outstanding 63 hot dogs and buns in under 10 minutes.
Man.
That could be you one day, man.
What do you
More likely
think?
Me, by the way. More likely me.
I was say, I don't know about me, but do you think you could suck down 64 glizzies plus bread?
Dude, what kills me, right, is I know that they're using like the cheap hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, dude, I want like a good tasting hot dog too,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but yes. Yeah, were you looking at something?
So I'm looking at the Cal Expo / California State Fair thing right now.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different shows actually I'd be willing to go see. One of them being the California State Fair and Food Festival from July 14th to July 30th.
All right, well, hey, look, that sounds like you're off on whatever day, and that sounds like I'm making time.
That sounds like we go stay in Sacramento for 2 weeks and we go enjoy.
Hey, we gotta join. We gotta eat corn dogs. We gonna be eating hamburgers. What else do they sell there? Churros.
There's a lot of deep fried food that makes me like all lethargic, but we could try all that.
Deep fried Oreos.
Yeah, and Twinkies and Pop-Tarts.
Oh, dude, that's like all encompassing American, bro.
I think they also do deep fried ice cream. Don't tell me how that works. I don't know how that works. It logically, scientifically, it doesn't make sense to me. But they do it.
What are you thinking? You thinking like they put it in the batter?
That would make sense, right? But also, I feel like it would just be melted cream by the time it gets out of the fryer.
That's crazy. It's okay. You know what? I'm thinking
We're
number
gonna
9,
find
play
out.
on the slip and slide.
Oh my god!
You want to
Actually,
play on the slip and slide?
actually, where I work, you could go play on a big slip and slide.
Dude, those scare me, bro.
Absolutely, yeah, they
Like
absolutely.
it isn't the slide. It's like the stairs that go up there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, like, it's all open. So, like, you're looking in between each crack, like,
Yep, and you'll fall
the
right
floor beneath you.
You'll fall right through it.
And I'm like, dude, my big chump cannot stand on these wooden stairs right now.
See, I'm glad I'm a part of the IT team and not the first aid team, because if they told me someone had a stroke up there, God bless, brother, you better send the body bag down the slide.
Man, dude.
Because I'm not going up there.
Dude, imagine you gotta, like, book it up there.
Yeah. Well, what's
Oh,
crazy
my
too,
goodness.
all of the stairs at the location I work at, like at other locations, the infrastructure's a lot better. But my location was acquired after like after it was established here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At this point, I'm sure someone can figure out where like I work. I work at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. We're at Six Flags Hurricane Harbor Concord.
Yeah.
Hurricane Harbor Concord was actually acquired by SeaWorld or Waterworld. It was Waterworld. It was Waterworld before it was Six Flags Hurricane Harbor.
And Marine World.
So the infrastructure there, like almost all of it is exactly what it was when Waterworld owned it. Like almost everything is exactly what it was when they bought it. So like the old rickety wood stairs that only sits one person per stair. Like if you need to run up there as an EMT, that means everyone needs to come down. Which that in itself would take forever.
Yeah, dude. That's scary. I'd be like, hey, look, everyone's booking it to the top. You're all sliding down right now.
Yeah, like it's like a syringe. Like you just force everyone out of the situation.
Yeah,
exactly. God forbid the guy's having the stroke on the stairs and people can't get past or back.
Oh, dude, nah, they're gonna pick him up and push him down. Like, hey, pass him over here.
Man, send him down the slide.
Or that, yeah.
He'll get rehydrated on the slide.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But yeah, Cal Expo. I think Cal Expo would be cool. I think if we did a summer series where like starting this year we did California State Fair and then we went on to different states each year, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
And then like when Big Chumps is bigger and we have enough money to facilitate it, we don't drive, we fly, but we try and get all of the state fairs done within a summer.
Dude, I would try that, but I also want to like host an event.
Well, yeah, I was talking to you about that forever ago. I've been wanting
to... dude, hot dog eating event.
How chump are you?
Exactly. See, but then I got to make it a little crazier, you know? It's like, hot dogs are cool. Hamburgers would be more interesting. But then I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to throw a curveball in there. We're just going to eat corn, okay?
Corn dog? Korean corn dog?
Korean corn dogs? Hey, like, you know what? This is not fat food. We're gonna eat a healthy food today.
You actually could probably get a Korean corn dog business to help us like make the event if that was the food.
Dude, that would be actually really cool. Like, hey, look, we got all Korean corn dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling on the booth over there, $10 a Korean corn dog.
I bought out 10 Korean corn dog restaurants to participate in this Korean corn dog eating contest.
That would be so awesome.
That'd be cool. Something that I really want to do, even though we have to wrap up here soon, is I actually want to do a toy drive. I really want to like. It sucks because you need to spend most of the year facilitating it, but I do want to do a Toys for Tots drive with the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough traction yet, and we don't have our Twitch platform established yet for us to do that.
Yeah.
So I think by Q4 this year, I'm going to start planning for next year to do a toy drive for the holidays.
Yeah, you know, hopefully we don't hit a recession and we can actually get some toys in.
I mean, then we just shift, right? It would be, you know, Big Chumps Help Food Bank or something, like Soup Kitchen.
Yeah, I would do that. I'd be like, look, we're going to help out the Soup Kitchen. That would be cool.
Yeah. Like, hey, local soup kitchen in San Francisco or whatever, We have a staff of 20 people. We're gonna help you out. We're gonna document the whole process though.
Yeah.
Like we have three camera guys, 20 normal guys, and we're all just working for like a couple days.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool. So it depends on what the next year looks like. Obviously, I forgot about the whole recession thing I had mentioned earlier.
But yeah, finishing off the bucket list. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that we can do, especially since you're not indisposed for the next like several weeks.
Hopefully.
It'd be easy for us to crank some stuff out.
But yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. You had anything last words to say? Okay, I would take that as a no. So, quick reminder, don't forget, bigchumps.com/store. Coming out.
Big www store.
Right. Anyways,
/chumpstore.com.
Coming out.
Go buy our merch. Not
our merch.
It'll be live by the time you guys are listening to this.
But yeah, we will see how that turns out. Hopefully you like it. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch you
in the next one.
See ya.